Eli Tomac here in Indianapolis. Hey, last weekend, I mean, aside from all the chaos that happened, that looked like one of your better rides, at least this year, maybe of all time. I mean, where do you even put that one? That was a good one.
Yeah, it was one of the best rides, just moving forward and making passes every lap. The whoops was my saving grace. I made a pass for almost every lap until I got to the front. And then, it was on nights like that. Those are the nights that you love.
Yeah.
It like feels easy.
Yeah. How did you even discover a line like you did in the whoops? Because it was like you started on the right and kind of like almost swooped to the left halfway through it. How do you like find something like that?
Just moving around. Okay. It's a hard thing to do because I think maybe in the heat race I was kind of stuck in the middle, and then I might have found it in the heat race actually that the right side was just lower.
Yeah.
Like the angle of the whoop, right? It wasn't as cupped out, so that's what was better.
Yeah. Obviously now you have a huge championship lead and everyone's kind of saying, oh, maybe he'll go in management mode. But I mean, what is actually your mindset now that you have this big lead?
I never really feel like I ride out of control, and so I'm just going to keep my mindset the way it is. It's still way too far out. I mean, not way too far out, but it's a ways out, so anything can still happen. But it's a nice lead to have.
Yeah, is there, like, if you're in a situation though where it's a close battle though, would you maybe even like think twice about making a pass attempt that could be a little bit risky with somebody or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I'm not just gonna nuke it in there and tear spokes out of my wheel or something, I'm gonna think about that stuff, but I never feel like I'm on that crazy ragged edge anyway.
Yeah, well, we talked about you this week too and how durable you've been over the years, right? Like you've only missed, I think, one 450 Supercross aside from your rookie year.
Yeah.
What do you even really attribute that to? Do you feel like it's just, you've been within yourself this whole time, always riding within yourself?
It's riding within a certain zone, or a certain level of comfort and knowing when not to take that crazy risk.
Last week, chaos aside, you rode pretty well. You were right in the mix throughout the main event and then obviously ended up on the box. How would you kind of rate that main event?
The dirt was live, I can tell you that. I felt good all day. P1 in practice, then we carried that over to the heat, P1 and that, and I was like, I'm feeling really good. Didn't get that best for the start in the main event, but I think it was like one of those tracks that you just had to let it come to you.
Yeah.
There was so much that was going on. I felt like the dirt was steady changing, and you were really searching a lot for traction. But I would say that definitely helped out my confidence a lot, and it just always feels good just to end on the box, man, no matter how you look at it. And I would say the day was almost perfect, but we came up one position short. So either way, we take that from what we've definitely been itching and scratching at that podium all year long, and finally to get another one in mid-season is great. So hopefully tomorrow will bring us nothing but good love, and I can repeat the same thing, except for let's eliminate that one position and get on the box.
You said the dirt was alive last weekend. This weekend, obviously, it's going to be soft again. I mean, how do you kind of prepare for that? Is there going to be new bike setup changes or anything like that?
I'm definitely sure hopefully there's no bike changes. I'm confident in my motorcycle for sure. Last weekend, I would say the dirt was soft and hard. It was, like I said, the dirt was a mystery, and I think that's what threw a lot of riders off, because sometimes you would come in a corner and it'd be soft, and the next lap it'd be hard packed getting down to the floorboard. So this weekend's probably just going to be everybody's going to be a little bit more cautious. Indy's always one of those tracks where it's going to be ruddy. It's going to be the lap times will slow down a little bit. It's just about picking your lines and staying most consistent. I think that's what tomorrow is going to bring us. So again, I feel like I'm ready for that, and so far this year has been going great for me, and like I said, I'm excited.
All right, Jason Anderson, obviously last weekend was a wild one. I mean, first off, just how are you feeling?
I feel good. Yeah. Good to go and ready to try my butt off this weekend.
Did you ride it all this week, or did you just kind of take the week off?
I usually ride 3 days, and I only rode a couple days this week, so yeah.
So you're feeling good, everything's good, okay.
Yep.
Moving to this weekend, obviously dirt's going to be pretty soft here this weekend. I mean, what do you foresee about this track and maybe bike changes you have to do?
It's kind of a weird thing, because I feel like everyone wants to make bike changes and stuff like that, and I know you will do like a couple clickers here and there, but I don't think you could do too much crazy stuff to make yourself comfortable for this. I think you just got to ride your bike and to its best in these conditions.
How are you feeling with like kind of the championship maybe moved out of the frame a little bit? Is it just kind of go for race wins at this point, you think? Or
yeah, to be honest, I just want to do good as I can at the races. So I would like to get some more wins and some more podiums and still try my best, because realistically, no matter what, it still will help us gain speed, confidence, fitness, and everything, and be ready for outdoors.
First off, how's the finger feeling? Is it any better this week?
Yeah, it's better this week. It's healed up a little bit more. Still got the stitches in case it wants to pull apart on me this weekend, but all in all good.
Did you ride a lot during the week and kind of test on it a little bit, or you just kind of take a week off?
No, I did. It was tough because it started to heal a little bit before the race last week, and then obviously fully. I mean, it didn't come open. My stitches held together, but it was pretty that white, spongy looking.
Yeah.
So took the whole week off, just let the hand heal. Just rode my bicycle and stuff like that, and stoked to have press day here just to get on the bike and ride a little. It's not like I'm gonna forget how to ride, but it's good to open the body up a little and have some fun out here on press day. But it's a lot better this weekend.
Yeah. Well, last week you said because of the hand injury, you got like kind of a test day a little bit with the team, right? Like you were able to open up and work on some things with the bike. How do you feel about it now? Is it in a better position than it was before, you think?
Yeah, I'm stoked on how the weekend went last weekend. It was, obviously third place was great, but the bike-wise, we really tried a lot of things, and I feel like we found a good setting. So, and looking at this dirt and stuff and how the track's gonna get, I think it's be really good. I'm looking forward to be out there on the track and riding this beast.
Hey, so last weekend, obviously the crash in the main event, but you probably had the pace to top 5 at the night. I mean, we talked to Malcolm on Monday as well, and he basically said that you were in good spirits and not bummed about the 14th. Is that how you felt?
Yeah, I mean, I was a little bit bummed for sure, but I'm okay, which is good. I hit the deck pretty hard. Yeah, it was a shame. It was definitely a potential top 5 race for me. But that's just the way it goes. It was just a weird night, everyone crashing and stuff like that. It was, I personally don't think the track was that sketchy or anything. It was just another racetrack, but I guess the slickness caught everybody, the whoops caught me. And then obviously Coop and Chase was kind of a fluky thing almost. I don't know, it was just a weird night. That's all I can how I can explain it. So, yeah, I mean, I'm glad to be okay and, back at it.
You had like a really consistent season. Have you actually felt like you're making progress, or is there like kind of ups and downs you've been having?
I feel like there's been ups and downs. I feel like I haven't put myself in a position to get a good result. It's like my starts and, I feel like my riding's good though. And I've been riding really good during the week and, but I need to do that in the main event. And I need to put myself up there on that start. So, yeah, I think it's just going to get better from here. I'm in a good spot.
All right, Justin Brayton, 5th best Supercrosser in the world right now.
That's right.
Feeling good.
Right. It's on paper.
I know.
We're not even making it up.
Had a birthday this week. I mean, kind of a whirlwind week, right? 5th and then a birthday?
Yeah, absolutely. Turned 38 this week, which is crazy. Blows my mind. But hey, we're still out here getting top 5s, and obviously that one was kind of handed to us, but take it any way we can get it at this point, right?
I was listening to, I think Steve was talking to you after the race, and you had said that you kind of highlighted these next few rounds as like ones you really want to attack and get after. Now that you got a 5th, like where do you realistically see yourself kind of ending up here?
I mean, honestly, no different as far as results. Just I think these tracks really suit my riding. We're a little smaller arena or stadium, football stadium, which I like. Typically, a lot of 180-degree turns. This type of dirt like Indy, St. Louis, even Detroit dirt was awesome. So yeah, I think it really suits me. Seattle was a place where I got my first ever 450 podium way back in 2010. So yeah, I think these suit me really well. Typically the baseball stadiums aren't really my forte, just kind of a little like trickier, a lot of turns and no real long lanes. Or although this year they had some big whoops. So when I say the 5th was kind of handed to me, I handed away a lot of top 10s and potentially one top 5 early in the year. So, hey, it's racing. You got to stay up. But yeah, I've definitely had these penciled in for a long time. I have a lot of family and friends. Here I have some friends, but a lot of family and friends will be at St. Louis. So
yeah, you said you like the dirt in Detroit, but some of the riders are saying that it was like kind of tricky to deal with, like how slick it was, but sticky in some spots. Did you find the same struggles with it?
For sure, yeah. I felt like, I think I told Steve this. There was like 3 different types of dirt. You had a dry, rocky soil, then you had like really hard pack, and then you had sticky, ruddy dirt, which was really, really tricky. So, and a challenging, tough, ruddy whoop section. So yeah, it was a tough track. What's crazy is when you walk it or on paper, you're like, oh, it's a really basic layout.
Yep.
The dirt changes that a lot of times. So you can have a really tough track with hard packed dirt, and the track ends up being easy because you don't have to think about anything, Or an easy track, super ruddy. I've raced some of my hardest tracks of my life, arena cross tracks that are really ruddy, super short, easy, but the ruts just make it so difficult. So I think this will be no different. This is going to rut up, obviously really good dirt, but man, probably another short lap time and 25 plus laps. It's it makes it really, really tough.
All right, Justin Starling here at Indianapolis. Look, you got it in the main last week and had a great ride with more guys kind of falling out and more opportunities available. Does it kind of change your goals throughout the year, you think?
No, not really, because I understood how, I've been around this for a while. I kind of understood how my finish came last week. But at the same time, you got to be there to the end. This weekend's going to be super rutted, so I think it's going to be survival. And it looks like a smaller track as well, so I think we're going to do a lot of laps again. But yeah, I've made the last 5 mains. I've only missed 3 this year, which those 3 were still to this day, I'll say they're super embarrassing to miss. But yeah, I feel like I've been kind of coming around this year. I've been riding better. I qualified the best I ever have last weekend. I really liked the track last weekend a lot. I actually liked the ruts and everything, so I'm pretty excited for this weekend. But yeah, I don't think anything's really changing for me. It's mainly just stay away from LCQs, which I've been very fortunate to do for the last 3 weeks. And just get a good start and just ride for 20 minutes. Because I think last weekend I could have been up near where Cade and Brees were had I not rode horrible the first 5 to 7 minutes. But I let those guys get away from me, and then I settled in, passed Amart back, and then started going forward. But by that time you're getting lapped, and you have to, you kind of lose that pace a little bit. But if I can, my goal this weekend is to work on the first 5 to 7 minutes. If I can get those better, I think we can be up in there, maybe top 15-ish area. And if things work out in my favor, which I hope doesn't happen for other riders, but maybe we can move up a little bit in the end.
Well, now you're a staple main event guy this year, right?
Yeah.
Where in the past it was kind of borderline.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you said you missed the first those 3 main events. You're bummed about missing them, but I'm sure you're pretty stoked about the season overall, right?
Yeah, I think I won the LCQ A1, and then got in Oakland, and then I think I got overly confident, and I was an 8th place guy in LCQs after that. I didn't know what I was doing. And then in Phoenix, I crumbled. It was really bad, but I know if I get to that situation again, I know how to solve it because the next weekend I made it out of the heat. So, yeah, then now I've made the last 5. If I don't make the main, that's going to be absolutely horrendous for me, So it feels good. Last year I only made 6 of these things, and it wasn't until round 7, and now we're at round 10, and I've already made 7. So, or it's 11. I don't know. They're just kind of going together now.
Quick.
Yeah, but man, I'm having a good year. I really like my bike. I love my program. I love my team. It's exactly what I want to be doing. It's smaller. I don't have a mechanic here for press day, but it's okay. We make do with what we got. I'm really happy with my motorcycle, my whole setup, my gear, everything is so perfect for me, and I got 2-year deals with all of it too. So the best part is I know this isn't just going to be for this year. We're just going to keep building.
With everything that happened last week and then into the weekend behind you, I mean, you rode fantastic at Detroit. That's kind of the takeaway I would get from this. How did you feel overall about the night?
Well, obviously everybody kind of probably knows what happened. The last couple days before Detroit were hectic to say the least. So, just to get in the main event, and I had some luck, obviously. I mean, all of us did, but it was huge. I mean, to get a top 15 in 450 main after all that BS that I went through was insane.
What kind of expectations are you putting on yourself now that you kind of have a race under your belt on this bike, and you kind of have a little bit more establishment with it too?
Yeah, I think I should be expected to be in the 450 mains every time now. I think my speed showed. I mean, my qualifying was there to be in the main event, and there's no reason I shouldn't be in every main event from here on out, I don't think.
What'd you think of Steve's rant on Monday?
Oh, dude, I loved it. I loved it. He called me and actually kind of got the whole rundown. I obviously can't explain everything to everybody, but I told Steve everything. So, yeah, he went off a little bit, and I loved it.
I think the only thing really holding you back right now is your starts. Obviously, you have the pace to run up front, and you've shown it this year. Is that kind of how you're feeling about it right now?
Yeah, totally, 100%. I mean, I wouldn't say, even some people asked last weekend if they felt that was the deciding factor in the race, and I'm not going to say that. That's not fair to say. Jet's riding phenomenally. Everyone knows it. Everyone sees it. But I would like to start up front and at least, give him some battle and fight for it a little bit. I've made it too easy too many times, but we've really put a lot of focus around my starts this past couple weeks, and hopefully it's going to pay off. So, yeah, biggest goal here is to start up front and just to have good, fun, clean battles. I think that, obviously Jet and I are fighting for the championship right now, and I want to go battle. Like we haven't got to battle yet, so that's what I'm looking for.
You've had a very consistent start to the season, even though I'm sure you'd like to have more of those wins. But is it just nice to at least be on the podium every week so far at this point?
Yeah, totally. I mean, that's for sure the goal. Like you got to be on the podium pretty much every weekend to have a chance at the championship at the end of the year, especially for us only going 9 rounds. So that's what was a big focal point also this year, is to eliminate those bad nights or the big mistakes, which we've done well at so far. So looking to keep doing the same thing we're doing really, but just start up a little closer.
Yeah. Have you worked on the bike at all, or have you kind of stayed pretty close to your base setting so far this year?
We've done a little stuff here and there, but we haven't really gone super far from it. We've tested stuff during the week, and if we're not like 100% sure on it, we won't bring it to the race, just because our base setting's pretty good and it's working really well right now. So yeah, we've done some little tweaks here and there, and mostly just like clicker stuff. But I'm also kind of been this year learning to be okay with doing some more clickers during the day and stuff. A lot of times what I start on, I like to just leave it, and whether I'm struggling or not, and just try and fix it myself. But it helps to be able to be open to maybe making the bike a little bit better each day.
Yeah. Hey, last weekend, it seemed like a lot of positive steps in the right direction for you. You kind of put like a whole day together. You were great in qualifying, great heat race, great main event. Is that kind of like how you read the whole weekend as well?
Yeah, it's a good step in the right direction. I think everything was solid. I had a great qualifying, had a great heat race, had a great main event, and there were some minor tweaks that we worked on this week, but for the most part, I think we're on the right track. I'm excited. I think, I think we're getting there.
Yeah, were those minor tweaks kind of centered on the softer dirt that you're trying to get more used to, or is there something else that you're working on?
Mainly just racecraft stuff, like stuff that I wouldn't be able to learn unless I'm in that moment, you know? So, but no, I think everything bike-wise, we've been on the same setup for a while, and it's really good. I'm driving with the bike, driving with the team, everyone's getting along great, and it's just everyone's putting in the work, so it makes everything easier.
Yeah, now that you've had a chance to run up front with that main group and kind of see what the pace is, how different was it than you kind of expected it was? Was it faster? Was it a little more aggressive, or what was it?
It wasn't as crazy as I thought it was. It was pretty laid back, but I was just too aggressive, and I wanted too much too early, and it's more like a marathon instead of a sprint, and that's how I think the top guys are riding, and that's just little stuff that we could work on and just fix, because I got to put in 15 minutes consistently instead of 10 sprint and then 5 slow. So
how are you feeling about your season thus far?
Yeah, I mean, it's coming along. We're getting closer to the end goal of where we want to be, up on the podium, and so yeah, I mean, it's been good, just improvement every week, and I feel like last 3 weekends I've had a 5th, a 6th, and a 5th, but each one I've rode better and better, and been closer to that like front group, the podium guys. So it's been good. We've been making a lot of progress as a team, and moving forward.
As you talked about on Monday, you've obviously had a lot of share of injuries the last few years. Did you almost maybe start off the season kind of like just trying to get into the swing of things and not really put expectations on yourself, and now you're starting to actually get real goals for yourself too?
Yes and no. I mean, like you said, I mean, it's been a long time since I've like really raced. Like even though the last 3 years I've like been out here for a few rounds, like I haven't been healthy, and so it's really hard to like really know where you're at, So I had a really good off season, put in a lot of good work, and just want to come to the first couple rounds and kind of see where we were at. And now, I think we have a good goal for each weekend to kind of move into, like just kind of looking at it as an overall championship. And right now the front 2 guys, Cameron and Jet, are kind of pretty far out there. So it's kind of like right now just trying to get to that 3rd place in the championship. We're 5 points out of it right now, and it's kind of a lot of guys bunched up there, so trying to separate ourselves there.
Last weekend it was about to start, obviously, like you said. If you do get a good start, though, it seems like you feel like you have the pace to run out front. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we've been working for a long time for this, and just hasn't fallen into place yet. But no negative thoughts or anything. Everything's been positive. We've been riding really well, so just gotta do it when it counts.
Yeah. What's your take on like Indianapolis and kind of the softer dirt that we're moving into?
This place is awesome. This place is special to me. I was thinking about it yesterday, actually, on the flight. 3 years ago, the morning I was supposed to leave, my wife went into labor, and we had our first kid, and then so like fast forward 3 years, my son just had a birthday, and then he got on his Stasic this week for the first time and was riding on that. So it's like it's an awesome. I don't know. This week is just special to me, and I've always had good races here. I feel like this place kind of owes me something. I've blown 2 podiums here on the last lap or 2, so would love to get that podium knocked out this weekend. It'd be sweet.
How's bike setup feeling and everything? Is there any kinks you're still working out or anything?
No, we're good. We haven't changed a thing. Actually, last weekend I think we'd made a little shock adjustment, but no, Kaz at show has been awesome to work with. He's been really helpful and been trusting him a lot with figuring stuff out, and I've been putting a lot of effort into learning how to set up a bike and kind of do everything properly this year, so I know what to tell him and what to relay to him. So it's been a good learning curve working with a new suspension guy, and the bike's been amazing.